Good evening. Good morning. This is Dr. Dixon, Self-Help Channel. I had a problem with my camera, so I had to redo this video. And this video is about the black neighborhood. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a lot of good information. It's negative information, but it's accurate information. If you live in a black neighborhood, and if you don't, you know this is true. That's where all the crime, across any city around, across any town around here, or wherever you are, you'll see the same model, same situation. The black neighborhood is where the crime is. The black neighborhood is where the violence is. The black neighborhood is where the gang shooting is. The black neighborhood is where the prostitutes walk the street. All in the black neighborhood. The black neighborhood that had churches on every corner. The black neighborhood is where all the Palestinians set up their stores, where all the Koreans set up their stores, where all the mom and pop stores have been replaced by immigrants or people from other countries. That's the black neighborhood fight. The black neighborhood is where the lottery, illegal lottery, is operating. The black neighborhood. All the negatives are in the black neighborhood. And I want you to call your pastors and tell them to look at this video. Your apostles, your elders, your bishops, your church hierarchies, they need to look at this video. Because they have failed you. Yes, they have. Pastors, there's no need of you getting offended or bishop getting offended at me for telling the people the truth. You have failed them. We're so concerned about preaching a sermon, a hooping and a hollering and a scrambling, and they make nothing changing. And if nothing changed, nothing changed. So I'm going to give you some historical info, see, of why and how this black neighborhood got like it is. Booker T. Washington and W.E. Du Bois both presented a model. So the slaves, former slaves, could build their own communities and have somewhere to build as a home. But the Washington model was one was that 90% of the black people learn a trade. You know, go to trade school, get a job, so they can have a skill, so they can take care of themselves and not have to go back to the farm or the plantation, or whichever you have. W.E. Du Bois' plan was to educate only the 10%. See, 10% of the society, the highest good schools, the ones that made the good grades, educate that 10% in the arts and the sciences. Give them a supreme education, and then when they get the degree, the 10% come back and lead the 90% on. Well, they adopted Mr. Du Bois' plan. The 10% got the education, but the only problem was they didn't come back. They got the education, got those good jobs, lawyers, doctors, teachers, and all, but they didn't come back to the black community. What they did, they moved on. They moved to better neighborhoods. See, and when one of them, when they moved in, you hear the cliche, well, there go the neighborhood. The white folk moved right out. So those educated black people took over those homes and formed their own suburbs and communities. Doesn't that make you wonder then, what about the 90% that's left behind? Well, the 90%, still they're uneducated, scared, horrified by their future, and seeing this as impending doom. They had to go back and do whatever they had to do, whatever was available. They had to take crumbs. And where the 90%, the 10% that got the education, the only time they did come back to the hood or the black community was to work at the school, the teachers, the clinics, the doctors, or the hospital, or something like that. But as soon as 5 o'clock came, they were gone. From this came And what were left behind, they became victims to the pimps, because they didn't say, I gotta have some money. They were pimping their own women. The drug sellers were selling dope to their own people, and from that it get going lower and lower and lower. Crime going up. The illegal lottery numbers. I'm talking illegal lottery. Y'all know what I'm talking about, writing the number stuff. All that stuff got ingrained into our society. Heroin and all those drugs became prevalent. Clubs on every corner. And the next ironic and bad thing about it, there were also churches on every corner. So what do we have here when we put all these things on the table? We have a people left to the seeds of decay. We see it today. It's no secret. And ain't nobody get mad at me for telling the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. Our pastors have failed us. The preachers failed us. The conference failed us. You know why I can say they failed us? As long as we have been in our own community and society, ain't not one thing changed. This is a new revelation for some of y'all. Ain't nothing changed. All across America today, go to any town, you're going to find, in any black neighborhood, you're going to find the same thing. Because it was a model, like I told you. It was a model that failed. Should have took Booker T. Washington plan. See? And it is there's crime, there's drugs, there's prostitution. It is a town. Apply the test. Think for yourself. Okay, wherever you live, or your other folk live, go over there and look around. Let's stop riding around sometimes from community to community. You'll see the same identical thing. It's just like it was, and I call it a model, but it looks like it's a mold that someone made, and for all the community were made from the same mold. You got crime, you got drugs, you got prostitution, you got gang violence, you got drive-bys, violence, killings, all this in every community around here, across America, all from the same model. Yes? White folk left, then the blacks left, educated blacks. This is where the creation of the hood came into play. The hood, see, and a lot of y'all say it, and you say it like like it. Oh, I'm from the hood. Yo, man, God have mercy. With death. With death. Blind. And deaf. And don't even know it. See? And we love it. We revere in it. And our pastors see it and let us live in it. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go a little easy on you preachers right now. Because you might, because of the O.J. Simpson verdict, we all got educated on reasonable doubt. I'm going to assume that then that's all that you didn't really know. You had never looked at it this way. See, but after today, you don't have this excuse. I expect to see some changes. I expect the church to get involved, you know, and try to pull our communities back. See. So where did this lead to 90%? Uneducated, unfigured back then, no hope for the future. It left them to go to looting and shooting, robbing, raping and breaking in the homes, drug use, prostitution, high crime rates, killing and drive-bys. This all happened are products of the hood. That's why everyone's scared of you. That's why the gun laws are such in place as they are. That's why that there are a law like in Florida where you can, if you feel threatened, you can do something. That's why. Because of these models. Because when you move, because there's a low-grade white person, a higher-grade white person, and you live by some of them, they're scared of you. I'm scared of you myself. Well, I'm so sorry I had to say it, but my neighborhoods are white. And we're just like that. Yeah. When one go on vacation, the other one watch their house. When the other one, when I go on vacation, vice versa. I watch their house. I have their keys, they have mine. Yes. See? That's the model that we should all be in. But because of white flight, then 10% black educated flight, from this came the hood we see today. And now here's where it really gets to the nitty gritty. These neighborhoods then formed, incorporated, got them a mayor, got them a council, and all of that. But the problem is that the mayors and these city council members bought into the scheme as well, because the DNC and the RNC, you know, Democrat National Committee and all events and all that, but there, one pointing fingers at the other, blaming them for that's the reason your community like, the other one blaming them that's the reason that it was the community like this was their fault. And we in the middle hearing both of this. So what happened to us? We went with the DNC, the Democratic view. We bought the victimization that they were teaching, because both parties are pushing the same message and blaming the other one. We bought into it. But I want to ask y'all a question today. After all these years of our association with the DNC and following our black civic leaders, tell me, why is it like it is today then? Where are the changes? What are they doing? How in the world did... It's only in the black community you see this problem. You don't see no prostitution in the white community. You don't see no gang violence in the white community. You don't see no streetwalkers in the white community. You don't see nobody peddling drugs in the white community. You don't see none of that stuff. But in the hood, man, it's a daily routine. At any point, any time, you can go get a whore. At any point, any time, you can go get drugs. Any day of hour of the day or night. In the black community. And the white folk that use them, they leave their community where because they ain't gonna have it over there in their community. They got their community under control. And come into our community and get what they want, the whores and the drugs. And the DNC ain't did us no good. Not one bit. Our pastors, now I told you I'm gonna go light on y'all today. But the next video I'm gonna bust you upside the head with some more information. Why I need folk like y'all to see the problem for what it is. Stop blaming the white man. Stop blaming that man hides behind the tree with a remote control. See? Stop that mess, man. And pull yourself up by their own bootstraps. Get the education. Take your community back. Go in there, those folk that's selling dope. See, that's the first thing. You must take authority over your community. That's why I'm mad at you preachers. You one that got gone to these large pulpits and got the public support, man. I wish if I had it. But I'm gonna get it. Well, y'all ain't doing them sending your tail, living off the flock. I'm gonna serve. I said I would go like that. I'm going like that. I'm just passionate about this thing. First thing you need to do, because folks say you got to show us the problem, show us a solution. I'm going to show you a slight solution, and we're going to close out to the next scheduled time. First thing you need to do, you strong, civic-minded people living in those communities, you want your community back, do your own intel. Get the names of all those drug dealers. Those folks selling that dope, it might be some of your family. I'm sorry. You got to do this. Give their name to the police. Because they're not going to stop. They're not going to get them money. You're going to have to coordinate with the police. Get them out of your community. Get them out of your community. Learn from Trayvon Martin. Get you a community watch. Yes, all of y'all become eyes and ears. You got this. The only way you get your community back. Get those drugs out. Get them streetwalkers out. Get them out of there. You say, well, they have. Maybe when they go to jail or prison, their brains can come back. Get the drugs out and sit in the back and start thinking and make something out of themselves. That's the first step. Get the criminal elements removed. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Like I said, it's so much information I cannot give it to you one time. I pray and trust that on the next time you tune in with me, I will show you how the RNC and the DNC are exploiting their own people, us, and our communities. Please turn in. please, don't take this the wrong way. Look at for the good that can come from it. For it is the truth. And once we learn the truth, we can set ourselves free. Radically changing the scripture. Only with knowledge. The Bible said, my people perish because of the lack of knowledge. Not the abundance of knowledge, but the lack. I'm just trying to give you some knowledge. Please turn it the next time. This is Dr. J.R. Dixon, Self-Help Channel, tuning off. Have a great day.